Here's a real conversation that I had. Dude, check this out. I got the new Switch 2. The kid I'm talking to runs into his room, brings his Switch, puts it right next to my Nintendo Switch 2. He says, "All you paid for is a bigger screen. Did you want them to make it smaller?" The Nintendo Switch 2 is not a bad console. Don't listen to anyone that says that. When the price was first revealed of it being $450, everyone was outraged. We expected it to be $400. The Nintendo Switch OLED was $350. That's $100 more than the Switch OLED, and it's still an LCD screen, but like, it's not that noticeable. But it doesn't have the inky black. Here's a CRT TV. Would you like to play it on that? For what you're paying for, $450 is reasonable. And everyone always says it's $500. That's a bundle with a game. That's a good deal. I don't know what you're complaining about. But I can't afford $450. That sounds like the argument of a poor person. That's a wrong bill. That sounds like the argument of the poor person. You sound like a poor person right now. Another argument is that all the games for the Switch 2 are going to be $80. When did you come up with that? The Nintendo Switch 2's games are going to be $70 at the most. The only games that's going to be $80 for is Mario Kart World and Super Mario Party Jamboree, or whatever the frick it's called. And the only reason Super Mario Party Jamboree is $80 is because it comes with a DLC. That just makes plain sense that it would be $80. It's a bundle. They haven't stated this publicly, and it's really stupid with what they're saying, but the reason that Mario Kart World is $80 is because it was too long in development. And for some reason, the Bowser, whoever the guy is, that frickin' loser, he decided to go on to say, We decided to make it $80 because it has enough content in the game.
This is a load of barnacles.
What the frick is this guy talking about? Don't lie about saying that something took too long in development. You're ruining your company image. People aren't liking you. I'm starting to dislike you for just saying that. That's outrageous. Elden Ring costs like $60. And that game is like huge and amazing. It's a beautiful game. Why are we starting to care so much about content? That just seems stupid. Along with the internet being the big baby about all the prices for the Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo is being a big baby about everyone complaining about the prices of the Nintendo Switch 2. I'm being a baby about Nintendo. I'm a baby. Google. I saw a couple videos of people complaining about the Nintendo Switch 2, one of which was probably the stupidest arguments in the entire universe that I've ever seen, not because of them talking about the Nintendo Switch 2, they're talking about Nintendo nostalgia. They start off the video saying like, put yourself in the shoes of a 6-year-old, and then they go on to say like, your parents buy you the console, and they go in and put the magical colored ropes into the TV. Am I -2 years old? This kid doesn't know what object permanence is. He said it was like 6 years old or 8 years old or something like that. How old is this kid really? When I was 6 years old, I knew that what a plug was. That you plug it in and it transfers energy. That's all I knew. I wasn't like in depth that it's like it has the conductivity through the wire. I didn't know all that. I just knew that this transmit the signals. It wasn't some magical colored rope. This isn't Harry Potter. What are you talking about? Another thing is that this Switch looks slick as hell. It looks amazing. I think this is way better than whatever. This looks like a toy. When my mom got this for me, she said, "Enjoy your toy." This isn't a toy. This is a lifestyle, Mom. But she called it a toy. I'm not paying $500 for a toy. The most toy that I'm ever going to get for $500 is probably a bunch of Legos. This is a piece of technology. If I buy a 3D printer, that's a piece of technology, not a toy. When your parents have like collectible items and stuff, they go, "Now this isn't a toy, don't break it." That's the same thing with that. That isn't a toy. Don't break it. It's an expensive piece of equipment. Mom, what are you talking about? Mario Kart World is also probably the greatest gaming experience I've ever had on a video game, except like when I played Lego Star Wars on the GameCube with my dad. I'm also currently trying to 100% Mario Kart World. That's not gonna happen for another year. Look, it's Mac Miller. Something that pisses me off a whole bunch about the Nintendo Switch 2 is game chat. You added a whole new button called the C button that you need a subscription to use. I have Nintendo Switch Online, but I'm never gonna use that because it's a part of Nintendo Switch Online. Some of my other friends that play the Nintendo Switch don't use Nintendo Switch Online, so I'm not gonna get to use it with them. Xbox and PlayStation allow you to do that for free. That's just a part of the console. You get to do it for free. So I don't know why they're acting like it's a big revolution that it has a part that's been there for years. Nintendo is actually pretty behind. Nintendo's behind. So the Nintendo Switch Tour thing, where it's like you get to go inside the Switch 2 and you get to tour it. Why does that cost $10? Like, genuinely, that's a console packet, and that's just a packet. It's a welcome tour. It says welcome. You don't pay money for a welcome. I love the Nintendo Switch 2, but it's also doing a whole bunch of things wrong. Like, their branding. Everything's the sequel. They're making such a big deal that this is the second one. They're gonna start calling the game cartridges the Game Cartridges 2. Electric Boogaloo, like, dog. Like, the Joy-Cons are called the Joy-Con 2s. Like, the Button 2. Holy crap, I got the new kickstand 2 and the screen protector 2 with my new Nintendo Switch 2. And the PlayStation released the PS2. They didn't call their controllers the controllers 2. They're still a controller. This is still a Joy-Con. I don't know what you're talking about. The console itself can be the Nintendo Switch 2. I don't know why we have to call it the Rumble Pack 2. Just say the Rumble Pack is different. When you put the Rumble Pack in the GameCube controllers, you didn't call it the Rumble Pack Cube. Nintendo, you're a multi-billion-dollar company. You're being a little stupid right now. In conclusion, Nintendo, stop being stupid. Everyone else, stop being stupid and being little babies about the Nintendo Switch 2 that it costs $450. Remember when there was the big revolution where it was like, we're not gonna buy it, and it became the best-selling console for Nintendo in like the first 2 days. Everyone is out of their minds. I don't know what the internet is doing. I'm gonna be honest, I think everyone is just a little too stupid to be typing things on the internet. And I think I'm a little too stupid to keep this video going, so I'm gonna end it there. Thank you everyone for watching the video. I hate you all.